All right. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Good Morning Xbox. I'm your host, Axel1324.
And I'm coolcatterri.
That's right. Oh man, Terry, what a fantastic weekend! A 4-day work weekend for me. Woo!
Awesome.
What about you? Did you work this weekend?
I totally worked.
uh,
I had to go into work on the 4th, and let me tell you, it was the most boring day. Nothing was happening for me. I was just like, why am I here? Oh, I'm here because I'm getting time and a half plus holiday pay. That's why I'm here, even though I'm doing nothing.
Everybody at work goes on vacation during Christmas, New Year's, Thanksgiving time. And that's the time when I don't take a single vacation because so many people go on vacation that nothing gets done. And it is like the most relaxing time ever at work.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, I totally understand that time and a half mentality. I'm salary, so I don't get time and a half, sadly. But it's okay. I'll take my 4-day weekend paid without vacation. Anyways, Terry, 4th of July was this weekend. What did you do?
Nothing. I didn't do anything. Yeah, just work, work, work,
Work.
work.
So my family was in town, so I hung out with them. My wonderful nieces and nephews, and bought them a couple of fireworks. And I spent all day there, barbecuing, and we had so much barbecue for just like how many of us were there? 6, 7, 7 of us. Yeah, I mean, it was just insane how much food there was. Shout out to my mom for buying all that, for absorbing that cost. So yeah, I mean, I just can't believe how much food there was. It was a really good time, and of course, as you know, Terry, 4th of July is my favorite holiday. You know, you get to spend your time with family just like you do on every other holiday, but at the end, you get to blow stuff up.
Yeah.
And I live in Texas, where 500-gram fireworks are 100% legal. 500 grams of gunpowder, of course. And so you can buy these fireworks that just last like 10 minutes or that are super loud. And then the city I live in, they have a firework extravaganza every year, either right before or right after 4th of July, depending on what day it lands on. But it's every Saturday or Saturday. And now the place I live at now, I can see it from my own home with air conditioning instead of having to go to the hot park with a bunch of people. So super awesome. Loved it. But let's check in with the chat. Guys, let us know what you did for the 4th of July. We'd love to hear what you have to say. Let's see. Shout out to my friend Doggy Dog 420. Thank you so much for joining us. You're the real MVP. And congratulations, brother. I heard you won a copy of Hypercharge Deluxe. So congratulations on that. What the heck? Screw you, doggy. Week 2, man. Week 2. We'll see. You're going to find out how many interceptions Russell Wilson throws. You're going to see. Shout out to Fastback. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. Let's see. If Sith Lord is in here, I don't see in the chat, but if you are, thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP, and thank you so much for sharing links to the show. Appreciate you. Your Wicked Hot says, hey, good morning, y'all. Thank you so much for being here. Your Wicked Hot, you are the real MVP. Shout out to the Game Complainers. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. He's over here talking about his favorite movie. He said Axel's late because he's watching The Postman in his Xbox pajamas. I tried to order the Xbox pajamas, but I couldn't get any. The onesies? They were sold out in my size immediately.
Wow.
Let's see. Shout out to Cody Gossman. Is it Gossman or Gooseman? I'm going to go with Gossman. He says, good morning. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. Appreciate you. And there is Sith Lord. Shout out to him. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. NASCAR in Chicago. Wow.
I can understand being upset because the traffic is going to be awful, but come on, a street race with NASCAR? Dude, that's so cool. I would love to see it. That's so cool.
That is cool. Shout out to Fastback. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. He says, yep, I've enjoyed my 4-day weekend gaming, food, fireworks, and more fireworks. Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to Jacob Novik. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. Let's see. Axel, those were fireworks. That loud noise on the 4th was Picard crashing another Enterprise ship. I believe it. I 100% believe it. Shout out to Dan, the man Cunningham. Dan, the man Cunningham. Say good morning, all. How's everybody doing today? Doing great. Doing great. All right, looks like Doggy Dog is going to do a giveaway. Yeah, I won a game I own. I have to do a giveaway sometime. Definitely, buddy. Definitely. Make sure you enter me. 10 times. And yes, and yeah, be sure to hit that like button. Everybody hitting that like button does help us get more people on more people's front page, especially in the live sections of YouTube. In the gaming section, it really helps us out. Let's see. Jacob Novak says, I don't celebrate the 4th of July here in Sweden. Yeah, yeah. Instead, I tried and still are trying to grab every riddles in Batman Arkham City after grabbing 240 riddles in Asylum. I have 256 and 440 city riddles. Wow. Yeah. When I saw how many riddles there were, I'm like, yeah, not doing that achievement. All right, let's get straight to the announcements, Terry. Starting off real quick, Xbox dropped its first bi-weekly announcement for July of games coming to Game Pass in July. So you can see you got cricket, or as we will now from here forward call it baseball 2024. That's right, because we beat that Pakistan team.
That's
We got Flock coming in, Journey to the Savage Planet, Magical Delicacy, Neon White, Nickelodeon's All-Star Brawl 2, The Case of the Golden Idol, and I don't even know how I'm going to say Tachia. So yeah, what do you think of this month's first half drop?
I mean, it's decent, but I people who don't get excited for indies are not going to be excited about this. The most they're going to get excited about is probably All-Star Brawl 2 and Neon White. But I mean, there are some good games on this list. It's just they're not anything that people are going to be. They're going to take one look at this and assume there's no good games on this list. So.
Yeah. In and out. I know it's not you, Terry. I know it's not you. I'm just saying.
What?
I'm just saying that like that volume just keeps going in and out. So yeah, the game I would tell people here not to sleep on is Neon White. This game is like a card, fast-paced game. It originally came out on the Switch for me, where I tried it out. Do not sleep on it. It is a fun game. For me, the best game on this list is Neon White. Nickelodeon All Stars is not bad, of course, but Neon White to me is the cream of the crop out of this set. So yeah, don't sleep on Neon White, people. Oh my goodness, I hit the wrong button. I'm leaning over because my secondary monitor is over here, and it's covered by some of my desktop stuff. Here we go. So yeah, overall, not a bad drop. It's decent. Of course, in 2 weeks they're gonna do another drop on Game Pass. Journey to the Savage Planet looked kind of cool too to me. And Flock is where you fly as a bird and collect other birds. It's a bird collecting game as a bird. I don't know the first thing about cricket. I have no idea how to play the game. I just know that USA won, and that's all that matters. So yeah. Let's see. What the heck is Golden Idol? Yeah. I think it's a story-based narrative game. I think. Well, is that what you would call it, Terry? Nope, can't hear you. All right, Terry's out. Let's see. The Case of the Golden Idol trailer. Is there a trailer? I believe that Xbox did do a trailer on this one, if I do remember right. Oh, it's a Netflix game. Okay.
It's Netflix?
Netflix game, yeah.
I didn't even know. I never heard of this.
High reviews. Dang, look at that. So yeah, it's a Netflix game, so you can play it on your Netflix subscription, people, but also on Game Pass now. Yeah, I don't have any volume on it because I don't want to get copyrighted. FYI, everybody. But yeah, the Case of the Golden Idol looks to be a narrative-driven game, as is what you can play on Netflix, and it seems to be getting pretty good stories on there. So yeah, no in-game ads, no fees, no in-app purchases. Netflix. Yeah, Netflix is getting out there, man. So yeah, Case of Golden Idol. And shout out to the Gina. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. TGS is a very fun game. Played through it on PS5 and was pleasantly surprised with the game. Interesting. Okay. Did Kevin Costner deliver these games into Game Pass? The Postman. I'm telling you, he can't stop talking about it. His favorite movie. Doggy Dog. Don't miss out on Still Wakes the Deep. Not on the list, but awesome game on Game Pass. There you go. It's on the backlog. All right. Let's move the news right along. Terry, mic check.
Testing 1, 2.
Yes, I can hear.
Okay, thank goodness.
Okay, so I don't know if you know this, Terry, but CEO, I don't know, Ives Guillemont?
Yeah, Guillemot.
I'm just going to go with Guillemont. On Ubisoft's upcoming portfolio, the future of Assassin's Creed. This is coming from the Ubisoft blog. But when he was asked, right here, he was doing an interview, and the person interviewing him said, on Assassin's Creed front, we've had Mirage, which was a leaner homage to the series' roots, and now Shadows, which is much larger in scope and more in the vein of Odyssey Valhalla. Looking at the future, can we expect this continued variety, smaller games alongside bigger ones? Guillemot said, in his first sentence here, firstly, players can be excited about some remakes. Assassin's Creed remakes confirmed by Guillemot, which allow us to revisit some of the games we've created in the past and modernize them. There are worlds in some of our older Assassin's Creed games that are still extremely rich. Agreed. Secondly, to answer your question, there will be plenty of experience variety. The goal is to have Assassin's Creed games come out more regularly, again, every year probably, but not for it to be the same experience every year as it turned into at the end. There's also a lot of good things to come, including Assassin's Creed Hexe? Hexe? I don't know. Assassin's Creed Hexe, which we've announced, which is going to be a very different game from Assassin's Creed Shadows. We are going to surprise people, I think. Assassin's Creed remakes announced. Terry, are you excited? Come on, this is your company.
Yeah, so like I am, I'm definitely a fan of Assassin's Creed. Now, I'm probably one of the only Assassin's Creed fans that hated the first 2 games. But
it's okay as long as you didn't hate the third one,
So, but yeah, no, I like the third one. Like, I like every single one I played except for the first 2. I don't know. I just felt like the first 2. I think it's just because they were clumsy and they were very limited. You couldn't do much. You would get penalized for everything. You so much as sneezed on a citizen, you'd get yelled at for attacking them. So, like, you literally, it was very restrictive. And I think that was the hardest part for me. And the with the Animus project, they had you pulled out of the thing to go into the real world at nauseum, and it was very slow paced, and it just put you to sleep kind of a thing. So yeah, I didn't like the speed, and for me, I couldn't get immersed in the first 2 games. So maybe if they remake it, they can maybe they can fix the pacing and make it a little bit more like modernized, like they said, to where maybe you can have where if you attack people in town, because in the more recent ones, you can attack citizens. Yes, you'll get yelled at for it, but it's not gonna like reboot you. You know what I mean? So,
right.
So I'm if they can fix it to where I can get immersed, then I would definitely be more open to trying the first 2 again and see if they can change my mind with the remake. But yeah, otherwise those I just couldn't do it. But I am excited that they're doing some of these because fans for the longest time have been clamoring for, Black Flag, for example, has probably been the most highly requested, remake. So this is good. This will be good for them.
So, Assassin's Creed came out back. Was it the 360? Yeah, because they weren't doing Prince of Persia. They instead did Assassin's Creed on the 360. And of course, this is the trailer. These are the cinematic trailers to all the Assassin's Creed, with this one starting right here when you were against the Templars. Back to basics. So Terry, you didn't like Assassin's Creed 1 and 2, so don't you think they should remake that one, give you quality of life improvements, better AI, all that stuff that would make it much more fun for you?
Like I said, if they can modernize the first two, then I want to try them again as a remake to see if maybe I can get into it. But yeah, just at the state they were when they first came out, like I barely touched the second one, so I can't really say much against the second one. But like just the very, very first one was so slow. It was so slow. You got penalized for everything. And it's just constantly getting dragged out for the Animus Project and listen to people, give you like this like college professor style like lecture over and over, and you're just like, I just couldn't do the first one. And so like I tried the second one a little bit, but they referenced so much from the first one, I had no clue what was going on. I was like, I don't know. So I was like, I'm done. So then I completely like wrote off Assassin's Creed and thought there's no way I could ever get into this franchise because I hated the first one. The second one I just couldn't quite get into, so I barely tried. I barely tried. Like I don't even think I got past the first mission in the second one. But then Black Flag came out, and I'm like, I love pirates. I got to do it. So I took the dive, and I fell in love. I fell in love. Black Flag was the saving grace that got me invested back into the series to try all the other games. By that time there were quite a few games already out because I tried Black Flag late. Like I didn't play it when it first came out. Like I played it, I don't know, I think it was before Origins came out, like just slightly before Origins came out. So I was very late to the mix. All right. I tried it, loved it. And then when I started playing the newer ones, because then Origins came out, and that really got me into it. So then I was like, okay, I think I'm into the Assassin's Creed thing. So then I went back and I started playing the older ones, skipping 1 and 2, of course. I've been going through them all, and yeah, I've been enjoying every single one outside of the first two. So yeah, they got to win me over on those because I know when I talk to like hardcore Assassin's Creed fans, they always go on about how I forgot his name. Was it like what's his freaking name? Who's the main guy from the first two?
Oh, Jesus. You're asking me?
I don't remember his name because I didn't like his game, so he didn't matter to me. Was it not Destin? What was his name? I can't remember his name. That guy. But I don't know.
Ezio?
Ezio, whatever.
Is it Ezio?
Whatever. That might be him. I don't know. That might be him. So yeah. Everyone goes on about how he was like the best protagonist in this franchise, and I'm like, I couldn't stand that guy.
Okay, the original one was Altair Ibn La Abad.
Okay. Yeah, Desmond. That might be it.
Assassin's Creed 1, Ezio Auditore in Assassin's Creed 2. Okay.
So yeah. I don't care about them. I don't care about them.
Desmond Miles.
Desmond, was Desmond the one that came in later for like 4 or something? Like who played?
I think Desmond might be the descendant.
Descendant? Okay. Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, I couldn't care less about the first two dudes. but yeah, no, I'm all for this. I wanna try them out and hopefully they win me over because there's still a few that I haven't played yet. Like I'm the process. I think I'm playing what am I playing right now? I think I'm playing Revolution or something.
Revolution?
Or something like that. I think I'm playing something. Like I'm doing a lot of boating. I'm doing a lot of boating and back and forth between Canada. It seems like
Revolution. Yeah.
So
during the American Revolution.
Yeah. So I'm doing that. I'm playing that one right now.
100% 4th of July approved.
So I've been working on that. I'm gonna be streaming that later today. My mom's been on me about how I started it and I hadn't finished it. So I'll probably play it today to make her happy. We'll go and we'll shoot at some British people.
There you go. Speaking of which, I think this is the Revolution. Nope. Okay, yeah, keep going.
Yeah, so it's good. I love the franchise, minus the first two. So great stuff.
Let me catch up with the chat real quick before I give my 2 cents on this. Shout out to 4GQ TV. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. Let's see. Web Dave is in the house. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. Web Dave, appreciate you. Let's see. Never played the first 2. Black Flag is his favorite, according to Fastback. And yes, absolutely. Listen to Web Dave, everybody. Hit that like button. Again, it helps us get discovered, especially in the live section of YouTube. Let's see. Jacob Novak says, I want to. Assassin's Creed 2 was the first one I ever played and finished at 16-year-old due to me hearing that one was bad. Love to. It's nostalgia for me. By the way, I was 16 years old in 2016. Oh, a 2010 baby. Or sorry, a millennial baby.
A 2000 baby.
Yeah, 2000 baby. Yes. Oh, wow. He knows his Assassin's Creed history. Desmond is in 1, 2, Brotherhood, Revelation,
It's supposed to be Revolution.
Revolution, and 3. Yeah, so I have a semi-cursed history with Assassin's Creed. Every time Assassin's Creed disc is in my console, my console gets stolen. So far. So I stopped buying Assassin's Creed because it just kept happening, and I'm just like, is it jinxed? Is it not jinxed? I don't know, but I'm not risking it anymore. And ever since, I have not put an Assassin's Creed disc in my console. Right. But then I bought an Xbox One, and it came with Assassin's Creed Black Flag and Assassin's Creed Unity. And so I loaded up Assassin's Creed Black Flag, played it for about 30 minutes, and then just never played it again. But if I have to say now, if I go back to and I started playing Origins because it was on Game Pass for a while. And so I'm just like, okay, no disc. It's not the jinx, right? And then but I think if there's a remake that I want, and being the type of player I am now, I would want Unity because I think it's a 4-player game, right, Terry?
So that one, now so I haven't fully played it. I started Unity because I wanted to play it with my friend, and the co-op isn't like the co-op you would think it is. So we
not get to assassinate people?
We couldn't even figure out how to do the co-op, and then we did some research, and I think the co-op is only for certain parts.
Really?
Yeah, it's not like true co-op.
A unique co-op experience you must play to believe. In addition to an epic single-player campaign, join up to 3 friends and experience the online open world of 18th century Paris, pull off ambitious heists, and take part of a unique narrative-driven mission designed exclusively for co-op play. Okay, so it's not it's a side mission.
Yeah, it's separate, yeah.
Okay. But either way, I'm all about co-op play these days.
Mm-hmm.
Assassin's Creed Unity kind of would be the one I pick. Just throwing it out there. Unity would be the one I pick. But yeah, I would definitely love to play more Assassin's Creed. I want to get into this. But again, these games just kind of join the backlog of a ton of games I have. I really need to start dedicating like at least 4 hours a night every day to start catching up, because 4 hours a night is what, 20 hours? Yeah, 20 hours a week, and that's a half of a game, if not a full game, depending on the game.
Yeah, that'll barely do anything on the newer Assassin's Creeds.
Right? But at least I'll try to get on that. So yeah. Let's see. So Jacob says, before I bought my first ever Xbox, I bought a PS4 mainly for Lego Marvel Superheroes. Hey, that's a great game. And Assassin's Creed Unity. There you go. Fastback says, completed Valhalla, started Origins, and next Odyssey. Oh, out of order.
They're so good. Right. They're so great.
I consider that the spiritual reboot of Assassin's Creed Origins.
Yeah, it basically is. And
Fastback said, Jacob, my oldest is a 2000 baby. Really? I didn't even know you had kids, Fastback. I don't know why I think you never had kids, but in my head, you never did. But there you go. Assassin's Creed remakes are coming your way, everybody. Hopefully your favorite gets remade. And in classical Ubisoft style, once the remake gets made, the original will get delisted in classic Ubisoft. So be sure you get your receipts. Keep those receipts, as Terry says, because Ubisoft is famous for that.
Yes.
100% famous. All right, and now that the chat has come in, let's move on to our first topic. So here we go. So as you can see, there will be there's a Tokyo Game Show coming up, and everybody was talking about it, Terry. But right now, according to the information available to us, Xbox is not confirmed to be there, and PlayStation is. This is the first time in a while that Team Green isn't going to be at Tokyo Game Show, and Team Blue is going to show up. So that's something, right? So according to the Tokyo Game Show 2024 exhibitor list, so that is the exhibitor list, Xbox will not be holding an online broadcast this year. Meanwhile, PlayStation will be attending the event as an exhibitor. Microsoft has been listed as an online-only exhibitor during prior years, but it is nowhere to be found on this year's exhibitor list. And a likely reason for not having an online broadcast this year is that Xbox already had a pretty major showcase last month, in which it revealed a large slate of first-party titles from Xbox Game Studios, Bethesda Game Studios, and Activision Blizzard King. That said, it was recently mentioned by content creator Paris Lilly that Xbox has a lot more games to show and that it couldn't fit in June's showcase. He mentioned that he had multiple people at the company tell him there was so much more they could have shown at the showcase but couldn't due to time constraint. He added that this year's Gamescom is shaping up to be a major event for Xbox. Same thing, Jess Corden had similar information to share on Twitter. He mentioned that titles that were shown during the June showcase are only part of what's coming. It was assured that some upcoming announcement reveals would be saved for TGS, Tokyo Game Show, as the company has also been collaborating on some Japanese projects. However, it now appears that this won't be the case. Upcoming announcements may not be limited to games, however. Microsoft Gaming CEO Phil Spencer showed great interest in the possibility of an Xbox handheld gaming device during a recent interview. He said that the future of Xbox hardware is pretty awesome and blah, blah, blah. A bunch of filler. So, no TGS listing for Team Xbox this year. And by the way, this graphic comes to us via Twisted Voxel, who I just read, twistedvoxel.com. So no TGS Xbox. Is this an L, Terry, for Xbox?
I don't think so, because Xbox has been doing a lot of showcasing, and we had a good idea of what's coming out. I feel like at this point, if they were there, it's just going to be a lot of repeats of what we already have seen. Team Blue makes sense because they've been, missing. They haven't been showing up to a lot of them. So,
Right.
So they need to have something for the years over here because, they got to have something to advertise for the holiday rush that's coming up. But, I don't really see this as a big miss. Like I said, it'd just be repeats, and there isn't anything very specific outside of what they already have shown that I think would really appeal to the Japanese audience. So I don't really think it's going to hurt Xbox any.
Yeah. And I feel mostly for Xbox's social media team, in specific, Misuzu Araki, who is the voice of Xbox in Japan. She is the public face of Japan of Xbox in Japan. Here she is. So Misuzu Araki will have nothing to do this year. And she has been essentially the superstar in Japan for Xbox. So we'll see. And while the Xbox has never had like world premieres at Tokyo Game Show, I think it is important to have a presence in Tokyo. Xbox may never win Japan, but at least they need to be present, They have sold 600,000 Xbox Series consoles this year in Japan. I think according to the last estimate, estimated 600,000, which is double the number of Xbox Ones. So I mean, you can't ignore that, right? So I hope Xbox, they might not have an online showcase this year, but hopefully some people are there. They have some people there that do partners with Xbox, like, oh, hey guys, we're here because of Xbox. I hope their name gets dropped somehow. So let's hope that happens. Yeah, so let's see. Jesse Darby, shout out to Jesse Darby. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. It says, well, it's about time Blue did something. It's been 5 years since they've been in Tokyo. Yeah. And don't forget, man, they still got that super secret showcase in September again. I love console wars. They're so funny. I love the historic. I don't like them, as in I don't think they're great, but I think they're super funny. Shout out to Legendary Yobi. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. He says, it's Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla in that order. So good. The stories had me hooked. I love using Thor's hammer in Valhalla. Oh, that's cool. Let's see. Joby also says, it's a nothing burger, to be honest. They just had a fantastic showcase. They can rest for a bit and save their energy for the video game awards. Okay. Jacob Novik does bring up a good point. Last year, Xbox announced their Tokyo Game Showcase online broadcast just days before TGS, even if they were on the TGS distributor list. Yeah. I thought she was just a Frave, which was featured in those events in Japan. She's essentially the Paris Lily of Japan. She doesn't officially work for Xbox, but she does a lot of Xbox content. So you're right. She doesn't work directly for Xbox, but she has been the face of Xbox in Japan. Is all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. At least the face that I'm aware of, probably because I saw her on showcases. So yeah. Let's see. My hope is that it'll be a last minute announcement. They shouldn't miss the Tokyo Game Show, though. I agree. Let's see. TGI, thank you so much for joining us. You're the real MVP. He says Team Green needs to show they have a decent amount they can show, so it would be an odd decision. Yeah. I think they have they could at least show some of the partnerships they have with Japanese developers on Game Pass games, such as Capcom, because they're bringing that. Oh Jesus, I can never remember the name of that game. The new tactical game that Capcom has. What's it called? Capcom Game Pass. So I'm gonna type in, see what happens. There it is. Kanitsugami, Path of the Goddess. Yeah. So Kanitsugami, Path of the Goddess, of course, dropped a demo and is coming to Game Pass, and I can't wait to play it. Yes, absolutely. Shout out to Sir X-Man. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. We appreciate you. Yes. TGI, who is the face of Xbox in Japan? I would say the most recognizable person in Japan for Xbox, other than Phil and Sarah themselves, is gonna be, I don't even remember her name, Mitsuzu. Here we go. This lady, Misuzu Araki. I probably butchered that name, and I'm okay with that because I don't speak Japanese. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be rude, but I don't speak that language. I'm sorry. Yeah. So yeah. Oh yeah. And Jacob Novik brings up, yeah, they could show off the Kojima game. Yeah, that's Japanese exclusive. Yeah, they could. They could show
you already know they're not going to do that because you already know that the Video Game Awards is going to have all of that under wraps for themselves because what's his face?
Keighley.
Keighley.
Kojima.
Keighley is like obsessed. So like, you already know that he put that on lockdown for himself. You already know.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah, I agree with every statement you just said, Terry. But they could. I'm just saying. Shout
They
out to Grandpa
could.
God. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead, Terry.
I was like, yeah, they could, and I agree. They definitely should, because that would be their core audience, would be right there. But Keely's gonna hold it all for himself.
Yeah. Now, Xbox has made a present. A present. The present failed at Tokyo Game Show, just like they do here. It's sad to me that they're not announced right now for whatever reason. I don't see Xbox missing out Tokyo Game Show. It's an important event, just like Gamescom is. The summer showcases here are important for the American audience. The Tokyo Game Show is important for their Japanese audience, and Gamescom is important for the European audience. Xbox just really needs to keep doing what they're doing with that, and just keep trying their best to doing that, making their presence felt around the world as a global brand. But yeah. So yeah. Shout out to the chat hating on some Jeff Keighley. Yeah, I think that's it for the Tokyo Game Show announcement. Anything to add, Terry?
Nope.
All right. Here we go. Let me move the show right along. I don't know where I am.
Jacob, I never said that Keighley forces Xbox to be there. I'm saying that if there's going to be an interview with Kojima, Keighley is going to have that on lockdown. It has nothing to do with Xbox. It has everything to do with the fact that they are very, very tight and close. And he's going to get that interview and that announcement on his show. It has nothing to do with Xbox.
No lies detected on that. No lies detected on that. All right, so let's move the show right along here. So, shout out to at TF Hype Guy. He comes out and says Activision Transformer games have been relisted. It has been observed that the Activision Transformer games have been relisted on Xbox stores and Steam. The games are not available for purchase, but the fact that the details are back up is very interesting. Will they be re-released? Now, I know there has been public outcry for some Transformer games, Activision Blizzard games, right? So, Terry, Transformers, I think War of Cybertron is the newest one, if I remember right.
I don't know. I don't
Is it War for
play
Cybertron? That's the newest one.
I don't play the Transformer games, so I don't really pay attention.
Let me look this up. Transformers games X wiki. Give me the wiki.
My husband used to play them, but that was back on like 360 though, so he's been out of the loop.
Okay, sorry. Transformers Devastation is the newest ones. Let's see. Now let's see. Based on Beast Wars, based on the film series. Based on Transformers Animated. Based on Prime. Wow. War for Cybertron series. Okay, so it's a War for Cybertron series. It's what it's called. And the newest one is called Transformers Rise of the Dark Spark. Okay, sorry. Rise of the Dark Spark. So this is Transformers War for Cybertron, which was released in 2010. So yeah, well, let me find the newest one. Let me find the newest one real quick. Transformers Rise of the Dark Spark. Hopefully somebody has it. Ha! They do. There you go. Let me share this one instead. All right, so Rise of the Dark Spark, the newest ones. All right, so the War for Cybertron series consists of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games. Transformers War for Cybertron, Transformers Cybertron Adventures, Transformers War for Cybertron Autobots, and War for Cybertron Decepticons. Transformers Fall of Cybertron, and Transformers Rise of the Dark Spark. Terry, would you like any of these games to be re-released now that Xbox owns ABK and maybe make some new ones?
I mean, for me personally, I don't care. Like I said, I don't play them, but I know there's definitely people who are fans of them. So I mean, if there's like strong enough fan base to where they can get some decent sales out of, and make it worthwhile to re-release or to, maybe remaster or anything like that, then go for it. But I don't know. I don't really know how good of a fan base they would have on the older ones. I mean, Transformers is a pretty popular franchise, so I think it would go over pretty well for them. The movies aren't even that old, so like the newer movies. So I think they could do decent. But I don't know though, honestly. Like I don't play the games, so I don't know if these games hold enough weight to really be worthwhile.
Oh.
This is not my forte. I don't know.
Just tell us you're a Decepticon, Terry. Just tell us
No,
you're a Decepticon
I'm
already.
like I watched the shows, but I just never got into any of the games.
Oh man, as a kid, the first time I ever cried was when Optimus died. Just saying.
First time you cried?
First time crying. I'm like Chuck Norris. I don't cry unless Optimus. The first time I cried watching the show was because Optimus died. And yeah, this is on PS4 gameplay, guys. Sorry, it's the gameplay I could get right away. But yeah, the War for Cybertron, the Cybertron series, I think is an awesome series. Definitely could use some remasters, but even some re-releases would be nice. These were released way back on the Xbox 360 games. This one by itself was released, was a co-release on 360 and on Xbox One, so it's a cross-gen release. But yeah, they could definitely continue this. Now imagine this, Terry. They bring out a new Transformer games. They increase the melee combat, decrease the shooting, and make it more Souls-like. That way you feel awesome every time you tear a robot apart.
No.
I mean, can you imagine tearing somebody's cybernetic core out of their chest?
Well, they can still have that in there, but like you can't reduce the gunplay. I mean, it's Transformers. You gotta
look
have
at this gunplay. Come on, I can reduce that.
Reduce that.
I would want to reduce that. Give me more hand-to-hand Optimus Prime style combat.
If it's just hand-to-hand, then I guess it'd be a Transformers Rock'em Sock'em Robot game. I don't know. Like you gotta have
Rock'em Sock'em Robot.
You gotta have some guns and lasers and explosions. You can't just do fists. I mean, look at that punch. It's lame. Come on, I don't want a lot of that.
That's my point. Make it more Souls-like where that punch does not much. You got to get in there and do some executions. I mean, if they added executions to Transformers,
I'm all for executions. I love executions in games. So, I mean, add executions, and that's a win. I'll always vote yes for executions in games. But no, don't decrease gunplay. If anything, they need to improve upon the gunplay because it seems, I don't know, this gameplay to me just seems very lackluster. Like I don't know. There's nothing about what I'm seeing here that this person's doing that would really get me excited to play this. So, I don't know. It's a lot of him shooting at bugs and pulling his buddy up and pulling his buddy up and pulling his buddy up. Like, what the heck? Like, nah.
Escort missions were part of the way to play back in the day.
Why is he pulling his friend up? Why is his friend not able to thrust his way up there like all the other Transformers can?
Maybe he's heavy.
They're all heavy. They're big freaking mechs. They're all heavy.
I see.
I don't know. This is not winning me over. This is not the footage to win me over.
Hey, this is the long play. I just pulled up the long play. All right. when this guy said long, he meant long. Okay. So yeah. Now let's check in. So Sir X-Men says Transformer games are awesome, and he loved the 1986 Transformers the movie. Who didn't? Let's see. Axeltron and Terrimus Prime. Love it, Jacob Novik. Love it. Thank you so much. Spoiler warning on a 30-year-old movie. Yeah, sorry about that.
40-year-old dude.
Yeah. If they make a new Transformer game, I want to see Unicron in it. Oh my gosh. Isn't Unicron like planet size? I'm just asking. Isn't Unicron planet size? So yeah. I definitely would like to see Transformer games come to Xbox. It's cool if they re-release these, but I think the Transformers need new love. You know, not so much kiddie love. Put some adult love in that. Like, you can tell this game is simplex for children, but we need to. They need to bring back some new Transformer stuff and make it more Souls-like. Souls are in, Terry. Souls are in. And you know, that's all I gotta say. Yeah. So Terry, are you ready for the for your indie spotlight?
Sure thing.
Let's see. Jacob Novik says that he loves the latest update that the Xbox Series X and S have sold more than 600,000 units in Japan, and that's without any exclusive Japanese games. So imagine when the Kojima exclusive releases. Yeah, hopefully that'll help. I mean, if you want to sell consoles, you got to make great games. That's been proven time and time again. Regardless of what anybody says, that is the fact. Yeah. It would be cool to bring a Transformer Beast Wars. They had Beast War games, didn't they? I thought they did. Let's see. They had... The last time they had Beast Wars games was back in 2000. So yeah, maybe. Maybe they need to bring some Beast Wars. Yeah. So we'll see. All right. Terry, are you all set? All right, here we go, guys. It's time for Terry's Indie Spotlight. Let me make sure I push the right button.
All right, everybody, welcome back to my Indie Spotlight. And this week, I'm going to be showing you a game that's already existed for quite a bit, but it's been recently remastered and brought to Xbox. So now you're going to learn about it if you weren't already in the know. So let's play that footage. All right, you guys. So Downward. Now, if you already had this game, you get the enhanced edition as a free update. So you can just go ahead and play it with the improvements. Now, for those of you who have never played it before, go ahead and grab it right now on Xbox. It's on all the platforms, but buy it on Xbox. Get it on Xbox for $10. All right, $10, and have some parkour fun. It's an open world parkour experience. You got to find hidden treasures. Artifacts to kind of learn about all the different calamities of how that destroyed humanity, and it's a good, exciting time. And now the game, even though the enhanced edition fixed a lot of the problems the original game had, there are still some issues with it, with frame rates and stuff. But I mean, it's $10, so go ahead and still have some fun. So, parkour.
Yeah, parkour. Absolutely fantastic indie spotlight by Terry. Terry.
Yes.
Let's jump back to Ubisoft.
Ubi! All right.
More Ubisoft Assassin's Creed news coming your way. Petition to cancel Assassin's Creed Shadows now boasts over 30,000 signatures.
Correction. It's been up to, and it's now over 50,000. It's now over 50,000.
50,000 signatures. Why? Many Assassin's Creed fans are upset. And this is coming your way from xputer.com. Story highlights the petition to cancel Assassin's Creed Shadows has now gained over 30,000 signatures. It has been propelled by fans upset with Ubisoft for promoting Yasuke as a real samurai. And Ubisoft has not responded in any way, as I don't think they should.
They have responded a little bit.
Did they? Oh my gosh, we'll have to see.
Like I said, this is an old article. Like I said, they have a more recent one where it's at 50,000, and it even has a small interview with Guillermo. Not Guillermo.
Guillermo?
One of the other guys. Who
isn't he like Guillemot or something like that?
I don't know. It's French. I think the T silent.
like
majority of the letters in the French alphabet are silent. So I don't know.
Really?
I don't know. But yeah, they didn't really go over the petition part, but they at least explained why they chose this, to talk about. I think Screen Rant had a decent article on it, or MSN, either MSN or Screen Rant, one of them. I was going through a lot of different articles on the topic, so one of them had the interview.
Okay. Okay. The interview is definitely not on Xputer. I just typed in Assassin's Creed here. So let's read the original article first, shall we?
We shall.
We shall. All right. So, the change.org petition has gained over 30,000 signatures, which aims to shut down Assassin's Creed Shadows in its entirety. The petition speaks out against the alleged blatant historical inaccuracies in the game that are considered a serious insult to Japanese culture and history. Some extreme claims even go as far as to say that it could lead to Asian racism. And this is from the petition. Ubisoft continues to misunderstand the nature and role of the samurai. This is a serious insult to Japanese culture and history and could lead to Asian racism. We demand that Ubisoft immediately stop the release of Assassin's Creed Shadows and show serious investigation and respect for Japanese history and culture, reads the petition. The biggest inaccuracy in Assassin's Creed Shadows appears to be Yasuke being presented as a real black samurai. Some historical records accept him as such, yet others argue against it. The frustration of Assassin's Creed fans can be seen in the massive number of dislikes on the game's official YouTube trailer and combat gameplay revealed videos. Really? I thought those looked awesome, but okay. They have yet to speak up on it. Okay. Okay. So, Terry, is Ubisoft disrespecting the samurai?
No. Okay. I'm not saying no just because, I am, a Ubisoft biased fangirl who, no, I'm not. Okay. Ubisoft, Ubisoft has always been really big with historical preservation.
Mm-hmm.
They've always done, when you look at the games that they created, the accuracies and the attention to detail they do to capture how the environments look, the language that's spoken, the architecture. I mean, they go above and beyond to make sure that they have it as accurate as they can get it. And Ubisoft even invests in, like, for example, the Notre Dame has been getting renovated, and Ubisoft has been a big contributor to paying financially for those renovations. Ubisoft loves history. Okay, so I mean, come on, they make Assassin's Creed, they make Anno. History is important to them. Okay, their biggest successful games have to do with historical accuracies. Okay, so this is just absolute ridiculousness. I've gone okay. This is Westerners that are crying, Westerners that want political correctness, Westerners that may or may not be, white knighting liberals. All right. All right. So I'm going to say it. And then there's also the conservatives in there too that are complaining that this is woke because one of the characters happens to be of African origin. So political. It's all Westerners that are crying. I went and I looked for articles from Japan themselves to see if there really is an outcry within the Japanese culture saying that this game is offensive to them, or if they want this to stop, or if they feel that this is being racist towards them. And guess what? The Japanese love this game. They are so excited for this game. They want the story of Yasuke to be told. They think this is amazing, and they can't wait to play this game. It's the Westerners that are crying about how it's offensive to the Japanese, yet the Japanese say it's not offensive. So shut up. Okay? This is literally people who want political correctness, and they think they know what is good for a culture that's not even their own culture. Shut up. Sit down. All right, sit down. Now, if there were articles coming from Japan talking about, how offensive this was and how they were misrepresenting, their culture and their history and things like that, then they would have, a dog in the fight. But that's not true. None of that's happening. The Japanese are backing this game. They back and support this game. So all these people who are crying about racism and wokeness, sit down. All right? You guys are just trying to spur on something that isn't going on. Stop being race baiters. Okay? Sit down. All right.
Breathe, Terry, breathe.
This gets me so mad. This gets me so mad. All right, no, the Japanese, they're 100% behind this game. Yasuke so he's recorded in history but there's still a lot of things people do not know about him in real life, which is why I wish I had the article for you. When they interviewed one of the devs that was currently working on this game, they went into that about how they looked into the history of Yasuke, and there's so much that's not known that this allows them to be creative, and they can have fun with the story in ways that, it's a work of fiction, people. It's a work of fiction. They're taking a character that existed in history. They're going to captivate as much of the stuff that historically that accurate as possible. But because there's so much that isn't known to anyone, this allows them to be creative and tell a story that is going to be fun and entertaining for people to enjoy. Okay? Not everything is going to be 100% accurate. When you play Assassin's Creed Mirage, not everything is 100% accurate to what happens over in Saudi Arabia. All right? A lot of it is accurate, but they're going to have embellishments. It's a video game. There's going to be embellishments. Okay? So people just need to sit down and stop whining, and enjoy the game. Like, a lot of the people crying are people who probably never played an Assassin's Creed game in their lives. For starters, they just see this is like, again, race baiting. They just see this as an opportunity where they can, cry about something they know nothing about, Or another thing that gets me fired up is, I mean, no offense to anybody here, but I'm sure you've all ran into Americans. I'm going to say Americans. You probably all ran into Americans that are obsessed with anime, and they think that they know everything there is to know about the Japanese culture because they immerse themselves in anime. They eat a lot of Japanese food. They might have learned a few keywords in the language, and they think they, know what it is to be a Japanese individual. No, you don't. Sit down. All right. So you got a lot of those individuals as well that are probably, thinking they have a dog in this fight. Stop it. Okay? Stop it. If the Japanese themselves support this game, they say this game is not offensive, then it's not offensive. Stop telling people that they need to be victims if they're not a victim. Stop it. All right? So leave them alone. If they back this game, then leave it alone. Just play it, enjoy it. If you end up playing it and you legitimately do not like it, then you don't like it. But why are we jumping on this bandwagon? I'm not on the bandwagon, but there's people that are jumping on this bandwagon wanting to slander this game that they haven't even played, assuming what the story is going to be about when we don't really know how they're going to do the story. Because like I said, they are going to be creative with it because so much is unknown about Yasuke. Okay? I can understand some people being mad because they're using the title of samurai, and from what I'm understanding, Yasuke was a retainer. But even still, since there's so much that's not known, that could be part of the creativeness in their story about how maybe they're going to twist the story and have him go to, go from a slave to a retainer, and then maybe they're going to have a fun little twist where they recognize him as a samurai, and it's going to be a big, touching, emotional moment. Who knows? All right, you don't know. All right, so let them tell the story. It's fiction. All right.
Oh, all right. Let's check in with some of the chat. Breathe, Terry. Breathe. Let's check in. I do agree that Japan have many historical, legendary Japanese samurais, etc., to choose from, but it's just a game. Legendary Yobi says Ubisoft doesn't need to speak on anything. These little man children are crying about. Yeah. Let's see. Jesse Darby said, I went and watched a documentary on YouTube about Yasuke. Oh, there you go. Yasuke. So yeah, there you go. It piqued his interest. So X-Men says, in Japan, they have a statue of the Black Samurai. Oh, I did not know that. Yasuke may not have been a great samurai, but playing as him as a descendant can be a great in the game. Let's see. And it's in the Japanese history books that Yasuke was a samurai. I wonder why they ain't say nothing about Yasuke's show on Netflix or every time he appeared in the game. Now it's a problem. Let's see. These guys complained and got to pull off a Japanese tradition. Then a few of Japan, when dishonor themselves, I have no idea what's going on there. Just Darby, I'm sorry. Let's see. Game complainers, it's just a game. People need to chill out for real. So I found another article, right? It says Yasuke may be a historical figure, but many facts about him are still unknown. And I think this is the part that's getting to people. From Leonardo da Vinci in Assassin's Creed 2 to Queen Victoria in Assassin's Creed Syndicate, Ubisoft has always sprinkled in historical figures across the series, but they were never playable until now. And I think that's what's killing it right there. You've always played a non-historical antagonist in a historical time. And yeah, that's what's causing all this. In the Who Are Now and Yasuke featurette that accompanied Assassin's Creed Shadow's story trailer on Ubisoft YouTube channel, Yasuke is described as being the series' first playable character based on a real historical figure. The footage then states that he is someone new to the land, having arrived in Japan in 1579 before developing a relationship with the powerful Oda Nobunaga, which has been documented historically. In Assassin's Creed Shadows, Yasuke, I keep saying his name wrong, seems to be invited to join Nobunaga's army and rise to the rank of samurai, becoming part of Nobunaga's inner circle. And this seems to be where he developed the more combat-heavy samurai skills shown in the gameplay footage. In real life, while it has been documented that Nobunaga was fascinated by Yasuke's appearance and did have him armed with a sword as he accompanied him, he may never have actually reached the rank of samurai. Instead, served more as a kind of attendant or retainer, as Terry says. There have been no historical sources regarding Yasuke after his time with Nobunaga. So there you go. And I think that's what is getting people right here. So yeah, Ubisoft definitely, they're feeling the effects of their decision of, instead of just having a historical figure in the game, to play a historical figure. And of course, this is a Ubisoft game, so he's gonna ride an actual dragon. He's gonna, one of the samurai swords is gonna be light based or thunder based or something, because they're gonna incorporate Japanese tall tales into the game. Japanese lore into the game, mystical lore, if you will. There's going to be probably real Japanese demons and whatnot coming out. So, and it's just the way that Ubisoft games are. So, is the game going to be overly historically accurate? No, it's going to be a game. Are they doing something nice and including a historical figure? Absolutely, they are. should you be offended that a new story for a historical figure is being told using them as inspiration? I don't think you should. You know, if the Japanese people are not upset about this, why should I be? Um, I don't think that you know, I saw someone writing an article saying that, oh, in the Ubisoft game, that cherry blossoms are in full bloom next to some other tree, and they're like, these two trees never bloom together, historically inaccurate. And I'm like, who cares, right? No one's playing Assassin's Creed for the to see
For the botany.
and evaluating what season it is.
Look, I'm a botany major, and this is so false. I can't stomach this game.
Just saying, right?
Just imagine that's how people are right now. Like, no, stop it.
Yeah, I just don't understand that at all. But it is what it is. The people online will always be people online. Just having too much time, I guess, on their hand, and not enough to do. And you know, everybody's a keyboard warrior.
Yep.
And you got to be outraged over something. I mean, we on this podcast, we get outraged over video games sometimes, which is absolutely nothing to other people. So I believe that this is also a nothing burger to me. You know, for those of us that wanted to learn more about 14th and 15th century feudal Japan, and see some of those environments, this is a great opportunity, right? Because you know that they took some of this. Just knowing Ubisoft, I know for a fact that they went to Japan, they interviewed people, they saw some art, copied some of it, and put it into their game. You know, and we're heavily inspired by that type of art. So, you know, I just know Ubisoft, that's the way they are. They do put a lot of money into their environments. They do put a lot of money into their characters, and the fact that we get to play a guy that rises to the ranks of samurai, I mean, that's awesome to me.
Like, it's literally, he went from being a slave, and you know, and he got, you know, noticed and trained and appreciated. Like, this is a motivating story. People should be clamoring that see that it's being told. And,
Yeah.
and to want to cancel a story like that, like, shame on you. You know, shame on you.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, a lot of people have been wanting Assassin's Creed to go to Asia for a long time, and it finally does. And this is the result they get.
I mean, they've been in Asia before, though. Like, that's the other thing too. Is like, it's they want people to act like, you know, like the Assassin's Creed China didn't exist, you know. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, I feel you. I think this is the first time they go to Japan. So, but yeah. I mean, we get two protagonists. Okay, we've never had two, you know, for the most part, where we get to play as two different characters. You know, usually you pick one. You either play as the male version or the female version.
Yes.
Liberation, you know, you got Liberation, I think technically was like an expansion, right? But it became to get a full separate game or something.
Yeah.
So like, you had your male character, and then you got to move over and then play as a female character. Like, that was cool. Yes. So, but now we get to play as both of them at the same time, basically, you know, kind of going back and forth. So that's cool, you know? So, like, I don't know. It's just, I think this is going to be very well done. Like Ubisoft always does a really good job at making sure that they have things appropriate, you know, for how the environments look, how people speak and act, you know. Like I said, the architecture is always going to be, you know, portrayed properly. Their attire is going to be portrayed. If you're someone that's coming from another country and you look at how the game's represented, you're going to be impressed. Like, when I played Mirage, I have a friend who lives in Saudi Arabia, and he watched me do my playthrough of Mirage, and he was just completely like in awe of the game, because he was like, he's like, they, you know, when it comes to like the Arabic cultures and stuff, when you see them in video games, he says that they're very often misrepresented. He says when people speak the language, they never get native speakers and things are mispronounced or not spoken properly. He says that, most games that, that take place in the Middle East are done poorly. When he watched me play Mirage, he could not stop picking things out that just made him so happy because they had native speakers. They had the music. They even went to the detail of making sure that the music and the chants were done at the right hours for their religion. Like, they went through all the trouble to make sure all the details were accurate. No one else is going to do that. All right. So people need to chillax. Like, Ubisoft does their due diligence when it comes to historical accuracy. But in the end, it is a work of fiction. So there's going to be embellishments in it.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's check in with the chat here. Let's see. So Jesse Darby clarified. Basically, when they dishonor themselves, that means they cut off their own heads. Yes, Yasuki actually helped his warlord do seppuku. I did not know that. Game Complainer says, at least Ubisoft is doing something different story-wise, unlike all those other generic samurai games out there. I will give them credit for that. Absolutely. Let's see. Oda no Nobunaga for a period of 15 months between 1581 and 1582 during the Sengoku period until Nobunaga's death in the Honnoji incident. Wow. So somebody knows his history, his Japanese samurai history. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Legendary Yobi says a retainer is a samurai. And that's why they've taken liberties, I think.
Yeah, and that's another thing. But it's because of the wordplay that you're seeing a lot of people, again, Westerners, getting offended because they're saying samurai is a very prestigious title that
which it is
only given to people who are born into that family line. So that's why they're saying you can't use the word because he was not born into that line. It's like you can't just become a samurai. So I don't know. You gotta.
I think if your family was born into the family line, that's your duty to become a samurai. But after all those wars, there's no way other families weren't incorporated into it. I'm sure that just like knighthood.
I don't know.
Some other families
I don't know
were added
how that's
into
all done, but yeah, that's basically where a lot of the outrage is coming from. Is that he has no blood ties to have that title. But I'm like, just if people in Japan say it's fine, then leave it be.
I'm almost 100% sure that it became more of a like knighthood. Like when you need to expand the samurai line, you got promoted to samurai, and then it became your family's duty to be samurais. To continue the family honor of being samurais, right? Let's see. Jesse Darby says, "I can't wait to play." They can go any way with this story. Yeah.
The thing
that says people need to start watching more National Geographic to learn the history of the world.
I agree.
Yeah, that's on Disney. That's on Disney's subscription, by the way. Jesse Darby, I want to go to Japan and learn from the last ninja. That I wanted to be a ninja so bad when I was younger. Let's see. Shout out to Splendiferous. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. He says, good morning, beautiful people. Thank you so much for being here. Let's see. Terry, they've been in Japan before. It wasn't a normal Assassin's Creed game, but they were in Japan. I have no idea which one that is.
No, I mentioned they went to China, and he's confused. He corrects himself later.
Oh. Assassin's Creed Chronicles. Okay, cool. So, X-Man, no one cried about Tom Cruise playing The Last Samurai or the Shogun
I
series.
remember that movie.
Oh my gosh.
Cultural appropriation. No one cried that when that happened, that's for sure.
Well, yeah, don't even get me started about representation. And at least they're using someone that was actually there.
Yeah.
They're not making it up. So, yeah. Woo! Let me calm down before I get it started into representation. This isn't about me. This is about Assassin's Creed. I mean, it looks great. Just being honest, the combat looks phenomenal.
Yeah, one of the things that I'm curious about with this. Now, for those of you who have played Assassin's Creed a lot, you know that when you get in a fight in town, sometimes the townsfolk are going to be scared, and sometimes they'll fight you because they're defending their store or or whatever. and the guards will come and attack you. Now, in this case, you're playing someone that's revered, and so if you're attacking people, I want to know how people actually react to that, because they're not going to see you technically as an enemy anymore. You're basically the good guy attacking like other people. So like, I want to see how the reactions, how they incorporate that in there. Are people still going to be scared of you? Because I feel like, someone of your high status like that, I feel like they wouldn't react the same way.
I'm just going to go off topic here for a minute, if that's okay, Terry.
Go for it.
So Jesse Darby puts out, the reason I'm kind of big into Eastern culture is because I'm a 3rd degree black belt in Jeet Kune Do. Fun story, I actually learned from one of Bruce Lee's students, Jeet Kune Do. I'm very much into Jeet Kune Do with Bruce Lee. And of course, Bruce Lee is not Japanese, he's Chinese. But yeah, I am very much into Jeet Kune Do. Because it actually goes into how to actually fight when you get punched. Instead of, because one of the big thing that Bruce Lee was really into was like, everybody has these fancy styles, the snake and the crane and all this stuff. And it looks fancy up until they get hit. And then it just basically turns into a street fight, but his Tao, Jeet Kune Do, is all about fighting and getting hit at the same time. So that's what made Jeet Kune Do so great. So yeah, that's cool that you are a 3rd degree black belt in Jeet Kune Do. I never in my class they never called them black belts. We called them black sashes, and everybody started as a black sash. But as you got forward on, you got more and more sashes, if you will. So yeah, but yeah, shout out to you, Jesse Darby. That's awesome. That's awesome. And the King Complainer says, nice. And Sir X-Men said they did have female ninjas in Japan. I'm sure they did. I mean, they were technically guerrilla fighters. So yeah.
You got to remember though, too. I mean, this wouldn't be the same time period, but you got to remember that within the, more of a more modern, history, they also had that female gang too, that was right up there with the Yazuka. And that's why you see a lot of shows and like animes that show the scary girls I'm not very familiar, but I know they all had like the schoolgirl outfit, which is just part of their culture because they do have the outfits. But you would always know which ones were in the gang based on, they would have like I can't remember if it was tattoos. They had something on them. They would decorate their clothing in a certain way to where you would know that they were part of that gang, and you knew not to mess with them because they probably had a lot of weapons hidden under their schoolgirl outfit, and they would F you up. And they were just as feared as the Yazuka. So like,
I saw that in Kill Bill for sure.
Yeah, so it's,
I'm just you know who I'm talking about in Kill Bill, right? What's her name? Yo-Yo or whatever her name was. Yeah. Anyways, all right, guys, let's moving on. Let's move it along here. Changing topics now. Oh my gosh, I was like, where's my little thing? And I turned it off to show off my Jeet Kune Do book. Back in the day when I was young and strong. So Xputer, this is coming from Xputer. Terry, moving on the topic off Assassin's Creed onto something else. Nothing against people who want to keep talking about Assassin's Creed, but yeah. Question for the panel. Out of all of your hat collection, which one is your favorite? Mine would be the Denver Broncos Super Bowl 50 championship hat because it's got gray, black, and gold all over it. It's a really neat hat. That's probably my favorite hat.
I have a lot of hats and beanies. For me, I think my plain white one is my favorite for like caps. I don't know. I just like I think it's because people tend to not wear white. And I'm like, screw you people. I'm wearing white because it looks good. I have no fear. It's washable. But and then when it comes to beanies, I actually have, it doesn't fit me, but I have this Ninja Turtle one that I really, really like.
Oh, and, yeah, that was nice.
I think it's really cool. Yes. And then it's also reversible.
That
So
is neat.
this is
Yeah.
probably one of my favorite when it comes to the beanies. I just wish it fit me. I outgrew it, but yeah, it's one that I'll hold on to because I just thought it has one of like the coolest designs.
Nice. Nice. Doggy dog saying, boo, Axel's Broncos hat. Boo. I have a Denver Broncos championship hat for every Super Bowl they've won. So I have all three of them. I have the San Diego one, the one they won against the Falcons, and of course the one they beat the Panthers in Super Bowl 50. But Super Bowl 50 is my favorite one, I think. Yeah.
But I even have an Assassin's Creed Origin beanie as well. It's
Oh,
got
hold
all
on.
the
Let me make this
hieroglyphs.
bigger. Hold on. Let me see.
It's got like all the different hieroglyphs and stuff on it. But yeah, the Assassin's Creed Origins right there.
That is cool.
Official merchandise. So yeah. I love my beanies. I just don't wear them much anymore. But yeah,
Sorry about that, Terry. I accidentally cut you out. You love
you're
your
all
beanies.
good.
You just don't wear them that much anymore. But what?
That's pretty much it. Yeah, I've kind of I collected them. I wore them a lot on my Twitch channel, but then career changes. I don't really do much Twitch anymore. So now that I'm doing my own business, I have like company hats and stuff. So doing more of like the baseball cap is becoming more of my thing now.
You know what I hate? I love fitted hats. It's okay if they have this. I just hate the trucker hats. You know, the ones with all the holes in the back.
Yeah, I don't
I
like them
hate
either.
trucker hats.
I don't like them,
My
and
favorite hats are still the fitted hats. But I'll take hats that are adjustable. But fitted hats are my absolute favorite type of hat.
I don't like the trucker ones with the mesh, and I don't like those. I don't know the correct term. It's the new style now where it has like the very very flat brim.
Oh yeah, I have those too, and
I
I
don't
tried
like
bending the
them.
bill, and it doesn't.
Yeah,
It's
they got that.
weird.
It's the flat. It's the flat. Yeah, and then the hat part too. I think is even smaller too. Like they're not as deep, right? They're like more shallow, and it has like the flat bill.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like them.
Yeah, I like the curve bill. The curve bill is definitely my favorite.
Go more baseball. More baseball.
More baseballish for me. Yeah, yeah, more baseball. I guess the flat bill became popular for basketball.
I don't
More
know.
baseball-ish basketball for me.
I mean, there
just
are
because
people.
I like the way it fits my head.
There are people that can pull them off and they look really nice, but yeah, like I've tried wearing them and they feel uncomfortable and I look ridiculous in it, so I stay away.
Yeah, I have an Xbox flat brim. There we go. Yeah, complainers. I hate flat brims, but thank you for saying what they are. I have an Xbox flat brim, and I got to tell you, the hat is nice, but I don't like wearing it. I don't feel comfortable. I feel like it's going to fly off my head. And maybe it's just the way my head is shaped. It's just that this type of hat just feels so much better. I don't have to put it super tight for it to stay on. Whereas the flat brim, I can put it on tight and it still flies off. Like I said, maybe it's just my head. So yeah. And I live in Texas, and it is windy in Texas. It is super windy in Texas. So yeah. All right, let's see. Jesse Darby says the name of the thing about the last Ninja, the channel's Asian's boss, it's called Japan's. Last Ninja explains the Naruto run everyday bosses. Okay. That's awesome, Jesse. Yes. Let's see. Let's move on here. Back to this. All right. So shout out to Yobi. Thanks so much for that topic, that little side topic. Appreciate you, buddy. Let's see. Regarding Activision games coming to Xbox Game Pass. So this came as a blog post on xputer.com from famous leaker Xtasis. Now, Xtasis is a credible leaker. He has successfully leaked many things in the past. So he is kind of someone you should listen to. You can follow him on Twitter, Xtasis. He actually talks to Shaddai from the panel often. So Shaddai is always leaking stuff to me, and I'm just like, don't you dare leak showcases to me, Shaddai. But here we go. All right. So according to Xtasis, he says that the first Activision games will arrive on Game Pass in August. Now, right now, the only Activision game on Game Pass is Diablo 4. Am I right on that? It's the only one from ABK. I think it is. So let's see. Since closing of the ABK purchase in 2023, we have only received Diablo 4 on Game Pass. Oh, I guess I should have just read. And a confirmation of Black Ops 6 arriving day one on Game Pass in October 2024. Yeah, but what about the library, man? I want to play all the Call of Duties. According to our sources and certain graphic evidence, I have been able to find out the arrival window to Game Pass for what appears to be the first or one of the first Activision games coming to Game Pass. The name is Crash Insane Trilogy, and it will land on Game Pass sometime in August. But he doesn't know if it will be playable on xCloud because, Ubisoft owns the xCloud rights, as you guys know, which is a bunch of crap. Stupid Britain. I feel like I wish I could sue the government for messing up my gaming experience. Logically, I'm also looking forward to the arrival of Tony Hawk 1 and 2. Spiral Reignited Trilogy, which I know are coming very soon, but I cannot guarantee their arrival to the service in the same month. So these two have also been leaked according to Ecstasis, but he doesn't know when. Regarding the arrival of some of the Call of Duty games, I currently have no information about whether they will arrive in August or whether we'd have to wait even longer. So there you go. So leaked by Ecstasis, we're going to get Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy coming to Game Pass sometime soon. I don't know why it's taking so long for these. I know that the FTC just closed. The FTC just dropped their lawsuit against Xbox. And this recently, after the showcase, they dropped their lawsuit. So maybe that's why the Insane Trilogy is coming to Game Pass near you. Finally, we're going to start seeing that. But he also said that we're going to get eventually Tony Hawk 1 and 2, which is amazing. I hope we do with the original soundtrack because the soundtrack to that game was something amazing. And Spyro Trilogy, which is the one I'm looking forward to. So, Terry, Insane Trilogy coming to Game Pass. Are you happy about this one? Or is it about time? Tell me your feelings.
No, I think this is great. This is great. I mean, Insane Trilogy. No, now I don't play the regular Crash Bandicoot games. Now the Insane Trilogy, was this one of the ones that had more of like the party stuff in it?
No, the Insane Trilogy is Crash 1, 2, and 3.
1, 2, and 3. So then, yeah, this one is. I don't care about it personally, but no, it's good to come to Game Pass though because I feel like this is one of those things where the younger generation can experience it because they may not necessarily know who Crash is. So have them have some fun. But yeah, no, I don't play Crash because there's too much platforming, and for whatever reason, Crash likes the levels too, where you have like the run, you're running towards the camera, and I hate that stuff so much. I hate it. So yeah, it's not for me personally, but no, it's good for Game Pass though. Keep bringing on different variety of games and introduce people to more stuff for sure.
Yeah. Crash games are notoriously hard. Of course, these were made by Naughty Dog under the supervision of another studio. This is back when Naughty Dog was independent. And, it's kind of cool because I don't know if you recall this, but during the Trilogy days, hold on, let me see. I don't know if you remember a little thing called the Console Wars, Terry.
Yeah.
A little thing called the Console Wars, and this just happened to be part of it. Crash was part of the Console Wars. I don't know if you remember this.
Hey, plumber boy, mustache man, your worst nightmare has arrived. Pack up your stuff. I got a little surprise for you here.
Look at this. All this stuff, and that level that we were just watching is right there.
Lush organic environments. How's that make you feel, buddy? Feel a little like your days are numbered?
I feel like we need to redo this entire commercial towards their headquarters. Because that would be hilarious to me. The fact that this is now ours. That's right. Their unofficial mascot is now ours.
That commercial was so 90s.
That is 100%
so
90s commercial. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Thank you. The game complains. Vicarious Vision made the Insane Trilogy. Naughty Dog made the originals. Thank you. Yes. Thank you. That's what I meant. Vicarious Visions. Yes.
It looks very well done.
Yeah. Doggy Dog. This is old school. I remember this. Yeah. That commercial. Let's see. FPS boost for Spyro and Crash. Please, Microsoft. They probably will.
I love Spyro so much. So like,
Spyro Trilogy is the one I'm looking forward to. Just being honest.
Yeah, I bought it when they remastered it, and I bought it and I loved it. It was great going back and playing them because I could do 3D platformers, but the side-scrolling platformers, these make me rage quit.
This game is hard. Like a guy that likes playing hard games, this one was really difficult.
See, most of the games of our childhood were platformers like this, and I think that's why I don't have the patience for them because we were tortured with these as kids. and now that I'm an adult, I'm like, screw that. I'm not playing that no more. All right.
Terry's just like, you know,
I got variety as an adult. I don't need to play that.
If she plays this, she's going to start having seizures. Childhood memories. No, Mom, no. Not Crash Bandicoot.
I have a strong like hate relationship with like the 2D this is I think more of like a 2.5D now, but like your side scrolling platformers, man, these rage. All the rage.
Yeah, I could 100% see Terry just be like, "No, Mom, no.
I did a double jump
for Christmas, Terry. I got you Crash Bandicoot. No."
And a lot of the games back when we were kids, like the hitboxes and things were so messed up. So like you would be like, I 100% landed on that block, and you would miss it every single time. And you saw it. You knew you landed on it, but he'd have you slip off anyway. It was, it was just, no. Like, no. I'm not going back. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
Yeah. Let's see. Legendary Yobi has a correction. Axel, the FTC didn't drop their lawsuit. The case is still going. One of the representatives of the case dropped out. I thought they submitted for withdrawal to the court, and now it goes back to the Ninth Circuit or something like that, or one of the circuits. That's what I thought. But yeah, let's see. And welcome back, Cody. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP again. Let's see. The King Complainers. There's a chunky Spiral PC mod for Steam. Best mod ever. Let's see. Would somebody make me a new Spectre Man? What is that? Do you know what that is?
I've not heard of that, no.
Yeah. Shout out to Sir X-Man with the obscurity. Because, yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah, look at this. This guy is supposed to be good at this game, and he is
good at this game because he's gotten further than I would have gotten. I'd still be on the bottom trying to get on the top.
This is what I mean. Like, these games are difficult.
That'd be me right there every time, over and over again, until I turn the game off and I start and I go into like a 20-minute cussing rant. So like no.
All right, guys, should Terry stream this game? Let me ask the chat. Hold on, let me ask them. Let's start a poll.
No.
Do you guys want to hear Terry cuss? Let's see. Should Terry stream Crash Insane Trilogy? Come on.
Like this is like one of the reasons why like the original crap. I just forgot the name of the game. Psychonauts. The original Psychonauts. Loved the game. Got over to the ending. And then what happens? They turn it into a side scroller. And I rage quit at the end of the boss. I couldn't do it. I was like, how are you going to have a 3D platformer? And then at the end, you make it a side scrolling like platformer with in the middle of a boss fight and lava coming up on nets. And no. I rage quit and I never went back.
Did he skip the level or did he finish it?
I don't know what's happening. It looked like he went backwards. I don't know.
Did he skip the level? I think he skipped it.
Rage quit.
Oh no, he got it. He got it.
There?
Okay.
Okay.
He got it. Yeah, he got it. Okay. Cool. I didn't know. Sorry, I was typing. So yeah, guys, there is a poll in the chat. Be sure to vote if he wants Terry to stream Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy. Well, what kind of stream would it be, Terry? What would be the theme? Would it be? Are you going to do the hot tub streaming meta?
Heck no. Didn't that meta finally phase out? Like, you don't hear people talk about it anymore?
I don't know if it did or didn't. I just found it was hilarious. I thought it was a funny meta. I think it's funny. Once the meta went away, all the ladies that became famous about it also went away.
Yeah, because they don't have personality to keep people entertained.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Wait for the FPS boost. Oh man, it's going to come to Xbox. It's going to be great. But yeah, again, Ubisoft owns the streaming rights to the cloud streaming rights to all of the ABK games. So if we see this on xCloud, it's going to have to go through Ubisoft, or maybe Ubisoft is going to say, nope, screw you, Xbox. Your gamers have to go to Ubisoft Plus or whatever the heck it's called, right? What's it called, Terry?
It's not Plus. Hold on. Hold on. I'm getting so many terms. It's like forward. No, that's not forward. And I'm like Connect. No, it's not Connect. Like those are all different things.
It's called Ubisoft.
I know it.
Streaming? What is it called?
No. Gosh dang it.
Ubisoft subscription service.
Like I know it too, and I'm just drawing a blank.
Yeah, it's called Ubisoft Plus.
Is it Plus?
Yeah, it's called Ubisoft Plus game subscription.
Maybe, I guess so. I don't know. I got too many terms in my head.
That's what they're calling it. Yep. So there you go. All right, let's that's enough time for the poll. Terry, does the chat want to hear you cuss?
Probably. Yeah, should Terry stream Crash Insane Trilogy? Yes, let the hate flow. 80%. No, my virgin year is 20%. What is streaming? 0%, 5 votes. And for the record, that no is probably, I did vote no, so that votes me, so that don't count. So we'll say 100%. Yes, let the hate flow. All right. Yobi's coming in there.
Yobi's coming in with a personal note. What's he say, Terry?
I'm saying no. Okay, so Yobi voted no, so one vote counts. So 90% yes, 10% no. But I'm saying no. I don't want Terry to put herself through that game. Makes me want to throw my controller out the freaking window every dang time. See, that's what I'm saying.
There you go. And okay, so it's not called going up here. Spectre Man. It's called Vector Man. Yeah, the Genesis. I own both of these. I own both Vector Man 1 and 2. They're fantastic game. They were the most complete game on the Genesis, in my opinion. Yeah, I own those, and I agree. They should be remade. Sega should not be ignoring
Best game on the Genesis. Hyperstone Heist.
Yeah. Picard is the only man who can make Axel curse. Yeah, that I agree with Terry. If you want to see me curse, let me watch an episode with Picard in it, and I'll point out how much I hate it. Yeah, there you go. But I think that's going to do it for today's episode. So I think it's fantastic that these games are finally coming to Xbox Game Pass because, that's kind of the selling point, the exclusive, if you will, of being an Xbox owner these days is Game Pass and all the great benefits that come with it. And the fact that ABK, that we haven't really seen the benefits of the ABK merger on Game Pass yet, with their back catalog, I mean, not their forward new stuff. Their forward new stuff is obviously coming. I'm talking about the back catalog. It's kind of weird because they added the back catalog to Bethesda really quick, like really fast, like within a few months. Remember, Terry? Mm-hmm. That same year. And it's been almost a year since the ABK merger. Well, when did the ABK merger close? Earlier this year, right?
I think so.
Yeah, so it's been a couple of months, so we really need some of these, some of this back catalog to come to us. And I think Insane Trilogy is a great back catalog because it's 3 games instead of just 1. For those of you that love difficult games, and you should definitely experience it and see what the 90s were all about. See where Terry. I think you guys should definitely experience it and see where Terry learned how to speak like a sailor,
Learn how to speak.
like a sailor. Because your husband's a sailor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. That see mutual attraction, guys. He learned to speak like a sailor. She attracted a sailor.
My gosh, as a like young me, like I've changed a lot with my gaming style as I've gotten older. But yeah, like when I was young and I was forced to play that kind of stuff because that's all there was for the longest time until at least the 64 came out and like PS1. Then we really got to see a huge variety in like games. But before that, it was just side scroll after side scroller. Let me tell you, I was spitting words out that if my mom and dad ever heard me, I would get slapped into tomorrow. so yeah, no, it's just, oh man, I can't, like, just thinking about like, I don't have joyful memories playing those games, but I will say when it comes to like the torturous side-scrolling games, I think the one that I have actually the fondest memories of, because I played it with friends. We did the whole you die, swap the controller. They die, swap the controller. So was actually on the NES. It was MC Kids. You ever play that MC Kids? Like,
No, I don't even know what that is.
it was McDonald's made a video game called MC Kids.
Like McDonald's Kids?
Yeah, and oh my gosh, that game was torturous hard, but it was fun. And yeah, that's like the only one I have fond memories of playing. They had reverse gravity in that game. It just really messed with you, man. You're trying to make these jumps and all of a sudden gravity reversed.
You're talking about this?
Yes! Oh my gosh, yeah, we had a blast switching the controller and playing this game. Like this game, man. This game got intense.
Oh my gosh, and look at the McDonald's signal. Oh, there it is, reversed gravity.
Yes!
As you said.
Oh my
wow,
God,
this game looks like it would hurt my brain.
This was the game right here. So yeah, if you guys are into like retro gaming and you've never played this is the game right here. This is the game that will, oh my gosh, this game. And you get to play as you didn't play as the stereotypical white person, so that's awesome too. You know, back in the freaking 90s. You know,
oh my
yes,
gosh,
they did it like
Mario ripoff.
Yeah, it was.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Interesting memory there, Terry. Interesting.
Yeah. Screw Mario Bros. MC Kids, that's where it was at. Like that was the game. That was the game that, you know, that I guess I had fun being tortured. Just because I had friends to get tortured along with me on that one. But yeah, it was good times.
For me, my co-op memories are more like beat 'em ups. I don't know if you ever played on the old Nintendo. There was this game called River City Ransom.
I've heard of it, but I can't recall playing.
And it's like a beat 'em up RPG where the more you beat up people, the more money you collect, and you can buy special moves and stuff. And like the best special moves were like the dragon kick and the dragon punch. So I wouldn't buy any special moves. I just save my money for that. And because once you get the dragon kick and dragon punch, the game becomes easier.
Okay.
But the whole thing about River City Ransom is like the whole city is a map, and you got to figure out where in the city to go next in the story. So you keep going back, like you'll backtrack through the mall to unlock other stuff, and you'll go to the shipping yard and stuff. It's great.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, and it's on the Nintendo Switch online now.
Oh, okay.
If you ever want to play it, emulated, of course. And shout out to Sarah Below. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. Of course, Sarah Below, the host of the Xbox International Podcast. Shout out to him every Wednesday. Thank you so much. Let's see. Nintendo probably got a lifetime of Big Macs for this. Maybe. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for today's show. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully, everybody had a fantastic 4th of July. And, you know, before we go, though, Terry, I have to do this. We did this on the Iconic Video Games Podcast. What is your top 3 games that you have played so far this year? They don't have to have released this year. Just games you have played so far this year. And chat, let us know what your top 3 games you played this year are as well.
Trying to think.
No particular order.
I know Avatar.
Avatar, Pandora.
Yeah, with Pandora. Yeah, that game was phenomenal. So that's definitely high on my list for what I played this year. I'm trying to remember because I honestly trying to remember things I played. Like, I just know that one calls out to me the most.
So my top 3 games, seeing as it's halfway through the year, while Terry thinks, I'll tell you my
I gotta
3.
think, yeah.
My top 3 in no particular order. First comes to mind, Unicorn Overlord. Love that game. Birthday present from one of my friends. Up next is Asgard's Wrath 2 on my MetaQuest 3. Shout out to my beautiful wife for getting me that one. It's a fantastic game. Loving it. It's right up there with some of the best VR games ever made. And of course, probably my best game that I played this year because it was the most immersive, cinematic story and just everything I loved about it. And the music has to be Hellblade 2, Senua's Saga. So those are the top 3 games I have played this year. And again, the rules here are they don't have to be brand new games. They can be classics that you might have finally gotten a hold of and tried. So yeah. Let's see. Sir X-Man says, Tomb Raider Remastered, and technically that's 6th game in 1. I'm so good. There you go. Fastback says, Fallout 3, New Vegas, and PlateUp. I don't know what PlateUp is. Sarah Blow says, Mass Effect 2, Mass Effect 3, and Chain Echoes right now. So there you go. Is River City Girls a spiritual successor? Yes. Yes, it is. To River City Ransom, yes.
I can't remember if I played it at the beginning of this year, if it was at the end of last year, but Steel Rising is another one. I had fun with Steel Rising. And it was that West one.
Evil West, Wild West.
Might have been Evil. Was Evil West? It
Evil
had
West
co-op.
is newish, yeah.
The THQ one, I think it was.
I don't know if it's THQ.
Yeah, Evil West. I think I played that one either at the beginning of this year or the end of last year. I played that one late.
Okay.
But yeah, I had a lot of fun with that one. And then, yeah, of course, Avatar as well. Those are probably my highlights of things I can remember at the top of my head.
All right. Well, there you go, everybody. And with that being said, those are our top 3 games so far this year. Now that 6 months have come and gone. But you know what, guys? We wouldn't be able to do this show if it wasn't for you guys, the chat. And that's why you guys, the chat, will always be the MVP to any of the shows here on the Iconic Video Games channel. And with that being said, we will catch you guys next week. I'm Maxwell1324.
And I'm coolcatterri.
And I remembered this time. We'll catch you.